Show. It's the Madman Morning 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 Show.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
I can hear you.
All right, there we go. All right, I think we're there. There, okay. Now, there's a lot of news that's been happening. And I like to say good morning to everybody, but let me say this: overnight or yesterday, we got the news that the vice president and former vice president is coming to Jackson, Mississippi. Can you imagine that? There's so many things. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Testing. Okay, there's so many things. Is there anybody listening to me? Are you listening to your device, Miss Steele? You can turn it down. Please turn your device down if you can. You can't. It will give a feedback. Those of you that are here, we want to thank y'all for being here. Mag Media 3 Productions is on its way doing some wonderful things. We got so many things that are lined up. But let me tell you this. I know that I said on yesterday that we got some tricksters out there, some people that are out there that are how can I put it? They're out there. Wait a minute, Miss Teal, come back, please. Wait a minute. Okay, well, let me get this done. She was here. She'll be back. Let me explain to you all this. We have people that do not have our best interests at heart. I want to say good morning, Grand Rising. We had some problems with. We just had a problem, but we're gonna work through them. Um, we got people that have. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, uh, all right. It seemed like everything is happening this morning, but we're not going to worry about it because I'm going to tell you this: you've seen nothing yet. Stick with us here at the MacMan Morning Show. We're doing what we have to do, and it just seems like when you got everything in order, it just seems like. Wait a minute. I have no idea. I have no idea. Uh I'm grateful. No matter what's happening, I'm grateful, and I know that we provide uh quality we provide quality broadcasting here, and you've seen nothing yet. 2 years we've been here. We've been scratching, scraping, trying to get our way in to present what we have to present to you each and every morning. And it hasn't been an easy task. I'm not here to cry and mourn and holler or anything. I'm just here to deliver what I need to deliver each and every day, and that is balanced broadcasting and also giving you news and information and inspiration that you can use. I want to thank everybody for your time that you have with us, that you have supported us. You supported our sponsors, the people um, that are in business that are doing what they do, and I appreciate everybody for what they do. We're going to be back in a couple of seconds. Let me try to uh, please wait a minute. Okay. Wow. Wow. All I could say is the devil's a lie. Let me put it that way. and we're trying to get Miss Till back. There was something that has happened with our connections, and she should be back. I was waiting for her to come back, but let me say this: I am encouraged because I know that what's to come is better than what was, and we have. I know everybody has heard that the vice president is coming to the southern region, starting in New Orleans, working her way through and up to Mississippi. She's coming to Mississippi. We're going to tell you more about that. I want to thank the Democratic Party of Mississippi for an invitation that was extended. We're working on it. I'm waiting for Miss Teal to come. Let me see. Waiting for her to come. Let me just go on here. We're gonna play a commercial right quick. We'll be right back. This is the Mac Man Morning Show.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
All right, we're back on the Magman Morning Show. And let me get this done real quick. Listen, I have with me someone that is groundbreaking and going to make history in the state of Mississippi, and that is the next senator from the state of Mississippi, the next U.S. senator, along with six other wonderful women that have stepped up to the plate and said, "We're gonna run." Or you're on, Miss Teal. I got you. Just stay right where you at. I I'm fascinated because I've been working along with Miss Teal as much as possible, whatever I could do here, and we got the votes to do what we need to do. Now we're not going to talk about that right now. There's some other things that are going on. Let's talk to her and find out, what's been going on on the campaign trail and what she's been talking about, who she's been talking with. I want to introduce to you once again a dear friend of this show, Priscilla Williams Till. Miss Till, how are you? Good morning, and forgive us for all that racket we were making. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Can hear you
Good.
loud and clear. How are you? I know you're busy, and there's a lot of exciting things that's going on. People are talking about the state of Mississippi and talking about it so good, and you cause such a buzz. You know I'm gonna talk like this. That you got the
Good.
vice
Well,
president wanting to come see you. What's going on,
ooh,
Miss
wee.
Teal? Tell us tell us how exciting you are, and give us an update on what's going on. Priscilla Williams Till, folks, the next U.S. Senator from the state of Mississippi. The mic is open to you. Go ahead, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Mr. McCray. I am so excited about Jasmine Crockett, first of all, running for United States
Yeah,
Senator in
yeah. You ain't gonna
Texas.
be by yourself. You ain't gonna be
Oh,
by
yes,
yourself.
sir. I love it. I love it. I'm a staunch supporter of her. I love uh her personality. I love her intellect, how smart she is, and how she comes across fighting for the citizens in the United States. I love it. I'm
Yeah.
also excited that former Vice President Kamala Harris is coming to the great state of Mississippi. I'm looking
Well, look out, y'all.
so
Yeah.
forward to meeting her. I hope and pray I get the
Wonderful.
opportunity to. I think she is a brilliant woman.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And as well, I'm focusing on my three legislative priorities that I am putting together here for the great state of Mississippi.
All right.
And
All right.
first and foremost, my first priority, I would like to see economic justice and racial equity come more into the state, meaning expanding opportunities for underserved communities through job creation. I'm a teacher, and I know that students are not just, they are not all interested in going to a 2 to 4 year university. So I think
Mm-hmm.
if we have more career development centers or more career technical schools in the state of Mississippi, we will create more jobs. And if we create more jobs, definitely increase minimum wage, because minimum wage right now is not a livable wage. So I
That's
think that
true.
would be very good. We can boost the economy and reflect the belief that hard work deserves a, a great income, a better income. So
That's
I'm
true,
definitely
especially here.
focusing on that. I'm focusing on I'm the water, well, part of the water lawsuit here in the state of Mississippi, class action representative. And I would like to place another priority, creating a policy on infrastructure and environmental justice by upgrading the water system and expanding public transportation, as well as provide broad-based internet services all over the state of Mississippi, because I have a cousin that have to leave deep off in the woods in Copiah County to use my internet service here in Jackson.
You
So
got to
I
be
know that
kidding me.
there are issues and problems when it comes to internet in the rural areas.
But
So that is
let me say
definitely,
let me say this to you, Senator. You
yes,
said
sir.
something that was really interesting, and there was a piece of legislation that was passed. I think it was during President Biden's term, where they gave money to the state of Mississippi for broadband expansion. And I
Right.
know that they've done some things where I am and some other stuff, but what about have you heard anything about, and you were talking about, had you heard anything about rural Mississippi? You know, we got our rural brothers and sisters that don't have an opportunity to have high speed internet, or they even their phone services drop. Can you talk a little
Right.
bit about it? Have you heard about it?
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead,
And
go ahead.
that's what I'm saying. I have relatives that stay in rural Mississippi. And she have to come to Jackson. Excuse me. She has to come to Jackson on Mondays and use our internet service because her goes in and out. And this is her
Right.
job.
Oh
So
my.
this was earlier part of the year. Now, because of this problem with high speed internet service and it's not made widely available in that area, and this is Copiah County. So if we have problems right down the street from us, imagine what's going on 2 hours from the city, the capital. So
Right.
that is a problem, and that needs to be something immediately seen to, immediately fixed,
Right.
immediately be like a priority in the state as far as legislation, and as
Well,
well
you know.
as
Hmm.
upgrading the
Go ahead.
water system.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you too, Senator. The job of senator is not only to legislate for the entire. They do national stuff, but our individual senators supposed to bring home the resources necessary for the entire state. Could you
Yes, sir.
explain to people? Yeah, could you explain to the audience, like you, and I've known you told me many times that when you get into the office, you cease to be a Republican or a Democrat. You're there for everybody in Mississippi. Go ahead and
Yes,
talk about
sir.
that, man.
Yes, sir. There is so much more that we have in common than we have separated or divided. It's so much we have in common. And I would like to speak on the issues of the things that keep us paired, keep us together. And that's my aim, is to bring us together than to divide us, because there's so
Hmm.
much going on in the world. And yes, there is more to a United States senator than rectifying treaties,
Hmm.
and confirming presidential appointments or impeachment cases. We are here to serve as our constituents by advocating on their behalf, and as well as implementing, bringing policy work to the state of Mississippi. Just like we have the need for healthcare access, ensure universal healthcare, or the problem that Mississippi is known for right now that's in a crisis is maternal and infant health disparities, the high number of infant mortality rates. Therefore, we need better access to healthcare facilities, especially like OBGYN for women. So that is something definitely that I am seeking and I am creating right now as far as priorities in the legislation. So yes, like I said, there's more that brings us together than divide us, like these current issues. And like I was saying, I know when I have gone into areas when we, I have the Amity of Justice for Families Foundation. And when we are investigating crimes or situations that are going on in certain areas, where we don't hear a lot of things that go on in the state of Mississippi because of the internet. And I know for a fact that that is a problem going into rural Mississippi and can't get information that should be very pertinent and very important for the constituents, the people of Mississippi to hear. I know right
That's right.
now we have 267 police departments here, law enforcement agencies here in the state of Mississippi, but only 91 are reporting crimes of racial injustice or hate crimes or domestic violence crimes. Imagine what's going on in the state if you only have 91 law enforcement agencies actually doing reporting and making something happen, or ensuring to the citizens that, hey, look, we're defending and we're making sure that your problems are we're providing solutions to what's going on. But if you don't have the services and people not trained to document, that's a problem in the state of Mississippi, because there's no telling what's going on right now here, December
Yes.
2025, with only 91 law enforcement agencies reporting these types of crime. That's a
Wow.
problem.
Well, let me
That is
ask you
a
this,
problem.
right? Let me ask you this also, Senator. Um, and this is why I'm encouraged, and I was encouraged to support you and jump on the bandwagon, as they say. The disparity in Mississippi and the lack of services and just being put last by our so called legislative leaders. And to be able to have you come on to let people know, one, that you are a true advocate for the people, that you're not just any old politician, and you're not out to hoodwink. And I know that your time is kind of valuable because you have to. There's some things that you have to do, and you let me know that prior, and that's why I'm going to
Yes, sir.
hold off on any commercials right now. I want Miss Till to have the full floor, but I wanted to bring this out. Being a black woman, being a woman, period, in this cesspool, as I call it, they call politics. And when you announced your candidacy, you caused a buzz not only around the country, yes, right here, and not only in Mississippi, but around the country, and the support and the verbal and the support that people are willing to give to you is remarkable. And I know that. Tell me and let the audience know, Priscilla Williams Till, daughter of Mississippi. Uh, there are things that are going on. I don't want to lead the question. I just want to say this. It hasn't been always peaches and creams for you, but then
No, sir.
even it within our own mechanism or their own party, as I say, and I've always brought this up. I was going to say something, but I'll let you do the talking. There are a
Okay.
lot of people out there that's trying to take advantage of our vote. People have been
Yes,
taking advantage of Mississippi. The
yes,
people of
sir. Yes,
Mississippi
sir.
calling us slow and all that stuff. Wait a minute. If somebody, are you listening to? If you can turn down your instrument, not what you're talking on, but if you're trying to listen to me too, it'll throw up feedback. So just let's try to make sure. Okay, I'm going to say this. There has been some developments that have been coming up, and you've been on the campaign trail from day one of your announcement. You've been running here and running there and so forth. Tell me about the obstacles that you might be facing, even within your own party, and with what people are saying and things. Because some folks got a problem with a woman. Come on, set them straight and let them know what kind of servant you are, Miss Williams. Till.
Well, I'm
Go
glad
ahead.
you asked that. Can you hear me? I'm glad you asked that.
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
For the last 2 to 3 weeks, I have been receiving envelopes and not aware, like, I'm thinking that they're just advertisements. So I hadn't really paid attention and opened, because there was never a return receiver who had actually sent me the information. So not only until I was in my office the other day, I got another envelope. Instead of the envelope that I received at my house, I just thought it was advertisement. I got another one. and I opened this one at the office, and it talked more about they were sharing with me how my former, well, let me say, my opponent, Mr. Scott Cologne, is actually a Republican, and he changed his party from Republican, which voted in the primary March 12th, 2024, and he changed over this year to run as seeking the seat of United States Senator for 2025. So when I got home, I looked at the other envelope and I said, well, these are the same two letters
Whoa.
that I didn't pay attention to a week previously. And this day, I'm here looking at the same letter stating that Mr. Cologne is actually a Republican running as a Democrat.
Whoa.
So
Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second, Miss Teal. I want you to just stick with me for me. You mean to tell me that the person that they now see, I'm gonna be giving them a little bit of a backstory. We heard that this person, I don't even want to mention his name because you're perpetrating a fraud, sir.
well, let me
And I'll
say
tell him
this.
to go
Let
ahead.
me say this, and
Yes,
sorry for
ma'am.
cutting you off. But
Yes,
see,
ma'am.
when I got the first letter and I looked at this second letter, I really was not. I just looked at it like, okay, this is somebody picking and they want me to put this out here because this very may be his camp or somebody just trying to start something and want me to broadcast this and 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 actually give attention to what they're saying. So I really just kind of pushed it to the side until Ty Pickens got a letter.
Wow.
Fred Chambliss got a letter. And I'm saying to myself, okay, this might have some credibility to it because this is, if this man is actually, well, if he actually voted last year, and anybody can vote for anyone. You all, I'm not saying that you can't vote for whomever you want to vote for, but if you choose to run as a Republican the year before and you vote
Hmm.
in the primary and you vote for Donald Trump, I mean the current president,
The orange
that's your
man.
business. But to come back in 2025 and run for the United States Senator seat as a Democrat, I want to
It's wrong.
question your integrity now. And what is your purpose for wanting this position? Because it can't
Wow.
be for what we want as a party. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand, but let me say this also. First of all, well, when it was out, it had to be verified. When it was verified, it did not shock me because people do dirty things. But listen to me, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. There was a man, this opponent that Miss Teal has, perpetrating a fraud. Let me just say this. You cannot, under the rules of the Democratic Party, you have to be a Democrat. You can't be switching back and forth. And look at who this man encouraged and voted for, the orange man. Now, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, hold on a second there, Miss Teal. I'm just going to play the advocate for a second. You
Yes,
mean to
sir.
tell me that all this time, and I know this, we're familiar with this person, and not dissing and dogging anybody because you don't have to do that in politics anyway. But when you're trying to perpetrate, I invited Mr. Cologne on the McMahon Morning Show. I have not heard from him, period, or his benefactors because they're officials and there's people that are in the Democratic Party that know this, that what's going on. And I made an inquiry, Senator, not on your behalf, but as a journalist, to find out. And you got the receipts. We got the receipts. We're going to show them, not now, but then we'll get an opportunity on a because Miss Teal has to come back and her time is kind of limited with us. But Miss Teal, you mean to tell me that they tried to push this guy off from the and he voted for the orange man, as I call him, in the White House, a house that's white. You mean to
Yes,
tell
sir.
me that they trying to push off on the citizens of Mississippi this man that's claiming to be a Democrat, but he's wearing Democrat clothes, but he's a wolf in disguise as one of
Yes,
them
sir.
folks, them MAGAs. Come on, talk about it.
Yes, sir. And like I said, at first I just push the paperwork to the side and just immediately thought, okay, this is like they tell me, politics are dirty. People will try this, they'll try that. So I took like, I'm not finna entertain that because they just want me to put this out here and this and here they'll come back and say, hey, look, you just lying, and then give him all the publicity. Well,
Yeah, and
after this,
it'll be slander too if it wasn't true.
right,
Say something about it. Yeah.
then I would look like the bad guy. So what I
Hmm.
did when I found out others had received the same letter, well, no, their letter put Congressman Thompson in one of the letters, and so
Yeah.
our letters were different but had the same content.
Wow.
I eventually said, you know what, to validate this, I'm going to go to the Secretary of the State's office and I can at least ask for the voting profile and his voting history. And I
Hmm.
got it. And it said Republican. He voted in the primary March 12th,
Hmm.
2024. And
Hmm.
I was shocked because I
Me
cannot
too.
see how the Democratic Party, listen to me well.
I'm listening.
Here it is. I have always been accountable to the people and not political outsiders when it comes to the problems and issues within my community. My real world experiences have equipped me to listen in depth to the constituents in the state of Mississippi. I'm a voice for the voiceless. So here it is, this man who is a lawyer brings his
Hmm.
integrity into this by fooling. To me, that's manipulation because
It's
now
lying.
you're running over here as a Republican, but then you get the opportunity to run for the United States Senator seat as a Democrat. So when you do, if you were to win, you will flip and vote for every bill that goes against what the state of Mississippi needs. We need accountability. We need transparency. We need a voice. We need a change through the laws. And I don't see him actually making that happen. He will be just like what's going on with Mississippi now. We can't move. Mississippi is stuck. That's why we're known as
Yeah.
the poorest state in the nation. That's why they're trying to eliminate health care, at least Medicaid. And who's suffering? The children will suffer. You understand? and
Yes,
and
ma'am.
the infrastructure, and look at the city Jackson, the capital.
Talk
So
about it.
I don't see, and then I mean, this to me really hurt me because i honest I honest respected Congressman Thompson, and I still do, but it makes me question, why would he get behind someone that's not loyal to our party?
That's right. Because
He's
I
not
think
loyal
that
to
it's
our
a
party.
yeah, I think that it's a thing. Well, when you're lying, see, this is the thing. And I invited him. Let me explain. Let me say this once again. Ever since we had this show, I have always been nonpartisan. I don't care what you do or whatever when it comes down to politics or your opinions about things. But when I got this information, verified information, that this person is playing two ends against the middle and was encouraged to run for this race by a Democratic official, not really knowing that, see, your voting record is public. And I'm not saying you got to, and like you explained, you got a right to vote for anybody you want to vote for. But when you come to the people that are suffering the most under this administration, that has been harassed and dogged, and his policies are not policies, but they come out of a medieval times book of the Nazis or something like that. And we got people being pulled off the street. People are hungry. I'm talking about in Mississippi. There are things going on, police misconduct. Um, there are no the resources that are supposed to come to our communities don't get there because Miss Hyde Smith feels that she'd rather go to a hanging and sit in the front row instead of helping her constituents. You are still, ma'am, the representative for the people, which you have not done since not you, Ms. Till, talking about your opponent that you're going to be going up against, and then turn around trying to get out of the situation with our votes and with our campaign and getting out to try to make a difference. They throw in a artificial Democrat. That's what I'm going to call them because if you see in the last election, the last national election, and help me out, Senator Till, The last election where we were trying to hold on, knowing what was getting ready to happen nationally. And if you don't think your national leaders mean anything, look at the voting record of Hyde Smith and Mr. And the other senator that's there. I
Epsy,
ain't gonna mention
Epsy,
his name. Let's
Epsy.
talk about their voting record and what they have voted against the state of Mississippi, the interests of their people. Come on, Miss Till, you got the microphone. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And see, that's what I'm saying. Will he repeal the big ugly bill that undermines opportunity and equity that's cutting Medicaid and DEI programs?
Come on with
Think
it.
about that. And what about the immigration policy? Will he ensure humane treatment and due process are afforded to the immigrants? No. This is what will he work towards the visas regulating long time undocumented residents? No. So you have to consider if this gentleman, and I'm not going to talk about him, if this man ran as a Republican and he's not loyal to the party that he has backing him as a Democrat, we have a problem. If this is what I'm saying. This is why Mississippi cannot progress from the foolery that continues to go on in this state. Mississippi is a beautiful state. Mississippi has
Yes, it
so
is.
many potential, but we cannot move forward with this trickery. We cannot move forward with putting people in positions that does not care about the people within the state of Mississippi. Don't care about us advancing. Don't care about us progressing. Don't care about the clean water. Don't care about if Jackson was to be removed as the capital and sent somewhere else. This is what these people are setting up to do if we continue to put people that don't care about the issues that will help the poorest people in the United States become successful, have longer
That's
life
right.
expectancy. We cannot move forward with this type of behavior. We in one party, we Republican. Ain't nothing wrong with being I can see if you was a staunch Republican for 15, 20, 30 years, and then you decide based on what is happening in the country now, saying, you know what, I'm not dealing with these types of issues. I'm not dealing with this bill that has been created. I see what is happening to the country based on the policies that are being implemented. I'm changing over to Democrat. But for you to be a staunch Democrat, and then when it's time to vote for the president, and you switch parties to vote for him and everything that comes with him, and then you want to switch back to a Democrat when it's time, when a position becomes available to run for the United States Senator seat as a Democrat, but you just supported Donald Trump and
Now I
everything that
want to.
came with his policies, everything that
Yes,
come with the
ma'am.
policies, gutting education, gutting the special education program, firing those administrators over the special education program when we need these funds and these resources for these special needs children. When you gutting taking children off of Medicaid, when you are firing 300,000 black women, that's a problem. And then you side
Wow.
with that, but then you think it's okay to switch back and run as a Democrat,
Yeah.
and we get behind you on the things that we need to move forward. No, sir, no, ma'am. That does not
Okay.
happen. It should not
That
happen. And no one should be behind that and support that.
that's right. Now don't go now. I don't want you to move. I got to get this. I got to get my other few questions in to you. And I know that your time is a little bit limited. We're looking at
Yes,
48 minutes after
yes.
the you hang on there. I got the senator here, y'all, at
I
48 minutes.
gotta, I'm on
She
the
fired up,
schedule.
y'all. Listen, let me let her catch her breath for a second. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna now I got to say this. Let me roll with this right quick. Now, being a journalist, we get a lot of tips. Okay, people send me stories. James Mack, would you talk about this? Can you help us out on that? When I got involved in Mississippi politics, it kind of threw me for a minute because I never seen such. I'm talking about in our community. There's 825,000 eligible people to vote. Black people in the state of Mississippi. We outnumber our other Caucasian brothers and sisters. but that's it's not a black and white thing. I want to say this: when we got the information about this person, about your opponent being a undercover Republican. Now, I want to say this, and I'm going to line this up right quick. And Miss Teal, I want you to help me out on this. How are you going to add? Now, I guess you think that. I guess they think that we're stupid, or everybody in Mississippi is stupid, or something like that. That we don't feel the effects of the economy, that when there's a recession, we're in a depression. When and when the prices are too high for us, they're so high that we gotta pay Peter, and we ain't got a Peter and Paul the Rob now. But lining this up, I can't understand for the life of me, and I questioned this person. I asked him to come on the show. He will not do it. He was invited to various outings when it got out, because somebody put it out that, hey, how you asking us to vote for a man that supports Donald, the orange man that lives in the White House, all this that he's doing. He look at what he did yesterday, Senator, and this is what I wanted to ask you. Even when you get into that position and you seeing the stuff that this man is doing, you see the things that he's causing confusion in this country and disarray. There are seven black women. There are seven women. I'm gonna say black. They are women of color that are running for the seats in their various states. You got Texas, we got Illinois, just to name it, for Alabama. We have people that are stepping up to the plate against these people. But like you said, right in the Democratic Party, those officials, those committee people, those executive directors of these Democratic Party organizations, I want you to talk to, and I ain't mean to throw you this way, but I want you to talk to those Democrats that probably saying, well, Miss Teal don't like the man or whatever, but explain the significance of what you uncovered. One, that you're not being malice, you're not being hateful. But how important? Why are they pulling these tricks by putting this man up? And it was said by my sources to keep you from running. Why do they feel that you're a threat, Miss Teal? And tell us why. Why are they acting crazy about your candidacy and everything that you have advocated for and stood for in the state of Mississippi?
Thank you for asking that, because I have been a long life advocate. I have always been on the forefront when it comes to issues within the state of Mississippi, and I have brought out information. First and foremost, the information that began with the state of Mississippi began with Emmett Till. I found
Talk
out.
about it.
I mean, and when you a family member, this stuff does not go away. It was a pivotal point of the civil rights movement. So quite naturally, I had a racial incident that happened to me, and it opened up. A family member of Emmett Till was racially discriminated against. And then everything started coming out about Emmett Till. Right after what happened to me, everything just started coming out about the exhumation of his body, the laws that were being created in his name and passed. And then my family member found the warrant for Carolyn Bryant in the courthouse in LaFleur County. So quite naturally, once they found the warrant, I got a lawyer to at least ask them to bring Carolyn Bryant to trial. Well, that's when I started beginning. I mean, that's when they started coming at me, harassing, following me. I even got my car hit. I mean, it was just, I had to meet with the FBI. I was filing civil rights complaint. And until this day, not a civil rights person from the Department of Justice got back in touch with me. I got case files. I mean, it was just an ongoing issue. And then I had to protect myself. And then I do my research and find out, hey, look, the tourism sites down in the Delta belong to the perpetrators that actually murdered Emmett, who are receiving grants. So that's
Wait a minute. Hold
very
on a second.
big.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. You with that slipped past. You mean to tell? Okay, so you're saying that people are supporting those people that have property down there that had some indirect involvement in your cousin's unalivement.
Yes, sir. And see, the issue started when I started questioning Congressman Thompson about the grants that had gone to these properties down there, these designation sites. So when I started questioning them about that and sending them information, even the property of Brian's grocery store, the commissary shop, that land down there that does not belong to the Tribbles, it became a problem. So it's now me against the National Park Service, the government, Ray Tribble, the juror who actually helped acquit J.W. Milo and Roy Bryant, now. And so, yes, there are people in positions of power did not like the fact that I came at them with that. And now, of course, I had to come and look at the Sovereignty Commission and look at the people of the White Citizens Council and verbally talk about that. And people didn't like that. So that's what I'm up against in the state of Mississippi. It's not the fact that the racists are coming at me, calling me racist, because they don't want to hear the knowledge that I have about my family, about the Ku Klux Klan that murdered Emmett, and the Ku Klux Klan that still exists in Emmett. They don't want to hear that, and I am that person to bring that attention to that. The accountability, the transparency needs to be in the state of Mississippi, and that's one of my policies I plan on implementing is using the federal investigation into law enforcement agencies here in the state of Mississippi. Of course, they don't want that, but I'm running, and that's going to not help just Black people. That's going to help all people in the state of Mississippi, because this is about the control of white supremacy and power that's trying to control the masses of most people, not just people of color. Most people, when you want control, it has nothing to do with your color of your skin. It has something to do with what I want you to do. And if you don't do how I want to see fit that it should be done, then I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to take your life. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to destroy you. No, sir. It's time out for that. It's time out for people in those types of positions that's using power and control to manipulate, to manipulate the people from voting, from being who they see fit should be running for these seats. They cannot do this if you have this much power and control to say, if you vote this away, if you do things this way, I'm going to make sure your family. No, we need to get these types of people out of power in the state of Mississippi. That is why Mississippi is as poor as it is. We cannot move forward with these type of people that don't want us to move together. They don't want our common, what brings us together. They don't want to see that happen.
Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second, Ms. Till, if you can. Listen, you're listening to the Magman Morning Show each and every weekday morning. Oh, we on the road. Can you imagine her in the Senate hall, y'all, and behind that desk talking and pleading the case and presenting the case before the people of the world about what's going on in a state that's literally almost called a third world country. This is the Magman Morning Show. Come on, Senator. We got you. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Senator. Hold on. I want you to hold on a second. I'm going to get this out the way and I'm going to turn you loose. Just a little programming note. I want to say I got a message from the Democratic Party and its chairperson that has, and it's in, I don't want to say really all of it, but Senator, you will be, I think, according to this, don't worry about your invitation to see the vice president. I got some information for you. I'm not going to release it right now. I got to do one phone call on it, but somebody heard you, and you will be in attendance at on January the 14th in Jackson, Mississippi, with the vice president. I hope you're happy about that. You have been extended an invitation. I'm not going to say who right now, but you have been. I just got word that you've been invited to the reception, and you will be treated well. It seems like it by those that are there. That is your home territory down there in Hinds County. They're invited. They want you to participate and be a guest there. So we're going to, I heard you. I got the messenger. I heard the messenger. Okay, sir. I conveyed that over. Come in. And those of you, let me say this, the tickets are going on sale right now, today. And it's the hottest ticket in the state of Mississippi when I got to bring this out because this is breaking news to us that here's the woman that stood up for our country. I want you to talk about this because this affects you too. If he's pulling this with Kamala Harris, the vice president, look at what he's trying to do. He voted against, Mr. Cologne voted against Kamala Harris.
Yes, sir.
Wait a
Yes,
minute,
sir.
hold on. Now, can you imagine this is a man that's seeking the Democratic nomination
For
for
the
U.S.
United States.
Senate that
Yes.
voted against Kamala Harris, the standard bearer at that time for our mere survival. We're going through what we're going through because men and women sat back and said, I didn't want, I'm going to just say it. I can say it. And y'all come after me. I don't really care. We don't want that black woman in there. We don't want a black woman. I want you to talk
Let me
about
say
that
this.
stereotype. Wait, no,
Let
I'm going to give it to you. Let me set it. Let me line it up for you, Senator. I got you.
I gotta go.
Now, with that information, okay, yeah, I want you to come on and give me just 1 second. You
Okay.
have been invited to this event. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. I know that you got to go, but come on, you got the microphone. Go ahead, Senator.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, I don't know what it is about this color of our skin that puts us in a position not to speak on behalf of the country and the people. That is so outlandish to me. That and you all need to, the people need to get rid of that mentality. I'm gonna also say this. I was given a list of people. Now, I don't know if people are aware of Miss Dexter Wade, and his mother has an organization, but her son was one of the men that were found behind the Hinds County jailhouse in Raymond, Mississippi. And I just received a list from her. And I just want the people to know this list of the 672 people that were found behind the Hinds County jailhouse in Raymond, Mississippi. Most of them were white. And these are unidentified people that were found behind this jailhouse. Now, I say this to say, you all, it is very important for us to get leadership that will hold people accountable, and transparency has to happen in these law enforcement agencies, because we don't know who those people were that are behind this jailhouse in Raymond, Mississippi. That are unidentified. And even the list that the Department of Justice did with finding the 215 identified folks, they're still unidentified, because not all the 215 people that the Department of Justice did give her have been identified. So what I'm telling you, if we continue to keep the leadership that's in position right now in the state of Mississippi, there's no telling how many more people have been murdered, killed, or just placed and family hadn't been identified. That's what I'm willing to bring into the state of Mississippi. Accountability and transparency, because we need it. We need to take control of what's happening in this state. People need to know what's going on. They need to know that they will be protected. They need to know that law enforcement is trained and to do their job diligently. That's what I'm willing to bring into the state of Mississippi.
And
it's time out. Just know that God has set this up, not Priscilla Williams Till. It's time for change. It's time for us to move forward. Just like with this folk music festival they had here. So many of us came together. I loved it. We came together, black, white, and all alike. We came together. We can come together more when we have a different type of leadership.
Black, white, and all alike. I like that. Black, white, and all alike.
When we have a different type of leadership in the state of Mississippi. I'll assure you of that.
All right. Now, this is what I want to do, because I'm going to, you know that this is your home, and you can always come. You will be back to give us updates on what's going on. Once again, Miss Williams Till has been invited to the book signing event at Jackson State with the vice president. Now, it was I want to see, this is me, I'm going to play advocate. I wish he would come up in there. And if I'm anywhere around there and I need to have a piece of paper in my hand, say, explain this. If you go up to the vice president, explain to her why you didn't vote for her. But yet and still in all, you want the publicity of the Democratic Party so that you can expand your evil ways with this evil man. He's no better than Byron Donalds in Florida or anybody else that looks like us. And I'm not saying it's a black and white thing, but there's people here that have been suffering, and there are people that are really standing up. There's the Indivisible group and the No King's Day organization that
But
had demonstrations all over the country that have invited candidates. I got to tell them this little part here. Invited them, and the only person that responded to Indivisible and to that organization was Miss Till. And why are they scared? Why y'all upset? Well, Miss Cologne, I want to know why you not gonna step out. I sent you an invitation. And that's my last time saying it. I'm not sending any more to you because I know if you don't want to be bothered with somebody, you don't respond back. That's cool. I got that covered. But I don't want nobody saying that we did not give Miss Till an opportunity to express herself. Somebody sent me a message. Don't send me no messages while I'm on the air, especially something crazy like that. We have always advocated for Miss Till when she announced her candidacy, and knowing her background, knowing that she advocated for pure drinking water. You can't even drink the water in most of the places in Mississippi, but if you go to other places that have got the resources that the senator brought, it's just been unequal, Miss Till. That's why I'm saying what I say. There's a difference between being a human being and a racist. There's a difference that waking up every morning and we got to worry about whether our government is going to be together or something. And we got 2 people in the Senate and 3 in the House that don't care anything about us. They don't care about us in Jackson. So you know they're not going to care about us in Mississippi and in Washington, D.C. Senator,
yes,
no commercials, y'all. Y'all
I want
behave.
to say,
Wait a minute. Okay,
I
wait.
want to
I'm
say,
going to give it to you right now. Hold on. No commercials, y'all. Wait, Senator. No commercials. Y'all be patient. Y'all already been notified. Miss Teal, you take as much time as you can consume because I know your time is limited. This is our special guest. She's going to bring we're going to bring everything to you. But while we got her now, you got the floor, Miss Teal. Go ahead.
okay, and I know
I
I've been saying I
apologize for
need to leave.
stopping
I'm
you. Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just need the people within the great state of Mississippi to know you need to go to your Secretary of State's office. That's sos.ms.gov/content. And I would love for you all, not from word of mouth, from what I'm saying to you all, because I do have the documents right here in my hand. And see, I'm a person. I do research before I come out and say anything. It's not from word of mouth. It's from facts and document.
That's right.
Okay.
That's a real
I'm going
senator.
to say this for Hinds County and Harrison County for 2025. And you all can look at this for yourself. There is no way possible that in Harrison County, January 2025, the active voter roll was 151,586 people. Listen to me well. In Harrison County, the active votes, January 2025, started off at 151,586. And now, come October, it's down to 144,000. I'm sorry. Down to 144,000. That means that 7,000 active voters have been purged from the active voter roll.
Oh,
that's
my.
important. There is no way, and I'm telling you from what I'm looking at, Harrison County started out with 151,586 active voters, January 2025. Here it is. It's December now, but the dates, they have a 10-month period that they put out on the website to October 2025 is down at, let me make sure I'm here, Harrison County. Right now is down to 144,082 people. You cannot tell me that makes sense. 7,000 people been purged between January and October. Even Hinds County, where it started off at 168,386, down to 165,090 people. 3,000 people in between been purged within 10 months. Now, the question lies, they don't have a breakdown in detail of what happened for each of these individuals to have been purged off the active voter roll. That's how important this is. And that's what I'm telling you as citizens to look at. Yes, 7,000 people may have been purged from within 10-month period, but there should be a detailed list of what happened to each and every person that was purged from the active voter roll within the months of January and October. And I'm asking you all to look into that. And with that being said, Mr. McMahon,
Yes,
I need
ma'am.
to leave.
I know you
I
need to leave.
appreciate you for
Listen,
your
that
time.
let me say my greeting. Let me say this before you go. Give me a couple of seconds. Thank you for coming on. I thank you for keeping us up to date. We want you to come back on next week if you can make some time so that we can we're going to sit down and we're going to present what we have. We had to let you all know what was going on because when Miss Teal announced her candidacy, it was like a shot that rang around the country. People are still excited. People are willing. They're there. We're going to have everything that you need. And in the course of the weeks, we're going to have. I got to bring this up because our friends in Chicago wanted me to let you know this, that and I think that you got the information that this is the 22nd year for your aunt's passing, that they laid her to rest in the city of Chicago. And there is a wonderful tribute that they have built on the grounds of that cemetery where Mrs. Till is, Miss Mamie Till is interned. And they're having a wreath laying ceremony. I know that you've gotten that information. They've been putting it out there and they're asking for you to come. I don't know if you want to you're going to say whether you will or not, but we'll know that. And later on, we will make sure that we let you all know. All of our listeners in WVON in Chicago, I know y'all had sent me this thank you, and I did pass this on. And the senator did let me know that she was notified about this, and we're gonna let you know about the activities that Miss Teal is going to have around different parts of the country, from Mississippi to other places, because she has. People that are running in concert. And what I mean by that, there's 7 women that are running for the United States Senate that can get these seats with cooperation together. We're going to talk about voter registration. We're going to talk about where Ms. Teal is going to be. I'm going to make sure that everybody knows that she's out there on the campaign trail. Thank you for your information you brought to us, Ms. Teal. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody while you got your final seconds as we get ready to wind down? Go ahead. You got the mic.
Again, I appreciate you for having me on the show, and I just want the people to know that every first Monday in the month, voters are purged from the active voter roll. So please, please make sure you are going to the Secretary of State's office and making sure that you are still a part of the active voter roll. Every first Monday in the month, each month, they are purging voters from the voter roll. So I just want people to be
We
upon
got to be on top of that.
being active, people to know where their status is when it comes to them being able to vote. Please look into this if you are interested. Again,
Right.
thank you, Mr. McMahon, and
And
have a
thank you,
great day.
and thank you to Senator Teal. That was Senator Priscilla Teal. Yeah, I called her the senator, and we're gonna make sure she gets there. I want to thank all of you for being here on this morning, giving us this opportunity to come to you. Thank you, Ms. Teal. I want to say this real quick before we log off. Let me say this. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me say this. Uh, we're living in some real strange times, and we got some real challenges here in the state of Mississippi. And the attack is not coming from the outside; it's coming from within. And if they're willing to play these dirty tricks by putting somebody up that supports the orange man that lives in the White House, you know we're not going for it. Let me tell you this: we're going to also. I have reached out to Mr. Johnson of. Um, Kirk Johnson, is it Chris? I think Mr. Johnson of the First Congressional District is going to come here. Forgive me, sir, for destroying your name. He was the only one that responded to our invitation to come on our show. I've sent invitations to all elected officials, and I got no response back from any of them other than Miss Teal and others that do not want to come on the air and explain themselves about the lie that they put out that this man is a Democrat, and we know that him, his family, and the rest of them folks are Republicans. I'm not against you, but you can't play no. You vote for who you want to. Yeah, that's America. But when you come to me and say you want to represent my party, the party that I support, and knowing that you don't support it, sir, you think we're fools, we're not stupid. And we're going to tell, I don't care who it is, who holds office. We know, and I got assurances that this situation is going to be looked into. We're not going to let up on it. We're going to bring the receipts. They're going to be on the screen. If you don't believe it has been verified, how could you ask me for my vote and you voted for this and support this man that's causing all kind of destruction in our country? We can't do this. We can't get our economy together. We got racism going on. I'm not against white people. But when I see only people, Caucasian people up there with this man, it gives me a bad taste in my mouth. Why should we look away from the people that have oppressed us? I'm not saying do any damage or do harm to anybody, but all I'm saying is we got to stand up and not let our vote be for sale. Mississippi, let me say it again, Kamala Harris is coming. Vice President Harris is coming. There's some other things that the McMahon Morning Show is going to tell you on next week about it. They did invite certainly they invited people, but I want to see if that man's going to got the nerve to come and stick his face and stick his hand out to the vice president, and you didn't even vote for her. Not only that, you advocated for this man this thing that we got in the White House that's causing all of this trouble. We don't want, man, we don't support you. You don't know whether you want to be a pancake or a waffle, but I'm gonna leave it like that. This is the McMahon Morning Show, each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Right here on Mac Media 3 Productions, WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial, and WRFU over in Champaign, Illinois with Mika Light. We want to say good morning. She's going to be on at 3 o'clock on WRFU. Conversations with D Light. We want to say hello to our broadcast sister there. To all of our sponsors, Candle Dessert Lounge, Keisha the Stylist, all of y'all, thank y'all for your patience. I ain't forgot about you. But I thought that what the senator had to say and had to bring to us was more important. We're going to stay on top of the story. We're going to stay, inform you on the plans and the events for the vice president coming to Jackson, Mississippi. I know everybody's going to be, y'all know the McMahon going to be somewhere hiding, trying to get an interview or something like that. But I'm going to tell you more about that later on in the week. Tomorrow morning, we got a wonderful business spotlight on tomorrow. We have our special guest that's going to be coming to us and giving us what we really need to have as far as getting your estate planned and getting your business in order. Let's get some of this property that we have. We got our special guest that's going to be coming on and going to be coming on tomorrow. Wait a minute, I'm trying to get the visual up for you so that you can see. Here it is right here. See, I always got a way, make a way to get there. We go. All right. Now, let me see if I can go right here. And our special guest on tomorrow, Miss Clemens is coming tomorrow. And we're going to have our business spotlight. And we're going to have a wonderful time. All your questions and concerns about what's going on in the economy and how you can probably help your pocketbook a little bit. We're going to have our very special guest on, Miss Lysandra, and she's coming. Miss Clemens is coming, and I'm excited about that happening. Thank you, Senator Till. Thank you for everybody that's being here. Please keep your awareness that the Mamie Till, the wreath laying ceremony in Chicago, they have contacted the McMahon Morning Show. We're trying to see if we can make some kind of arrangements to have that televised. Miss Mamie Till stood up for her son, how they brutally lynched her son, a young boy, 13, 14 years old, going through and it has haunted Mississippi and it has haunted the people of Mississippi for centuries. I mean, for decades. My mother talks about it right now at 92, and she said it was one of the most horrific sights that she ever seen in her life. way that they did. That's why she said she left Mississippi, because she was in fear that her children would be subjected to that torture and the things that happened. So we're going to be rooting for Miss Priscilla Williams Till and her family as the remembrance of her cousin is going forth each and every Black History Month in Chicago, and also the remembrance of Dr. King's birthday. The vice president will be here January the 14th in Jackson, Mississippi. When I say here, meaning down yonder. Um, it's a big thing. It's going to be at Jackson State. The tickets are on sale now, and they're going to be sold out by this afternoon because everybody's talking about it. But I bet you the McMahon Morning Show is going to be somewhere around there to see what's going on. Thank you for the invitation, and we're going to bring news and information, and we're going to bring our support to Miss Till and to the other Democrats that are running to try to make this country better. I don't see how anybody can see anything that that thing has done that's going to help us. We need to make a change. All right, now we're getting ready to get out of here. This is the McMahon Morning Show. Y'all come on tomorrow. We got our guest tomorrow. Miss Clemens going to be here, and we're going to talk about getting our houses in order. Maybe even get you a house. You never know. But we're going to have some great information for you on tomorrow. And as I say each and every day, you don't have to be jealous of nobody, because when God gets through blessing them, he got more than enough to bless you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on tomorrow. This is the McMahon Morning Show. Oh, okay, you.
It's the McMahon Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car. It's the McMahon Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the McMahon Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the McMahon Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the McMahon Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home when you